Does someone who works all night and goes to sleep at the break of dawn say the bracha of Hamapil, the bracha of Kriyat Shema al Hamita, which we say when we go to sleep? Not the Kriyat Shema of Mariv, which is the mitzvah, but the Kriyat Shema al Hamita. This is a question asked by a rabbi in Milwaukee. And it happens a good deal. People have night jobs, nurses. This was specifically about somebody who had a pharmacy job, which was open all night. So what's the halacha? So the standard answer of the poskim is, in this case, a person does not make the bracha because Kriyat Shema al Hamita was only established when you go to bed at the regular time at night. Now, what's that about? Well, Kriyat Shema al Hamita has two values, two dimensions, or maybe a third. Number one is that you are going to sleep right in the context of learning Torah, which is why the Gemara says that if it's a Talmud Chacham, he doesn't have to say Shema because he's already, his head is in Torah. And to a certain degree, this is a fulfillment, a literal fulfillment of the pasuk. B'shach b'cho v'kumecha. When you go to sleep, your head should be in Torah. And Shema counts as Torah. And that is, I think, a way of framing your day, framing your night. You're always thinking about Torah. And also that the thoughts you have when you go to sleep should be oriented in that direction. The other aspect is a prayer to God. God, I'm about to go to sleep. It's night. It's scary. I hope that I wake up in the morning, protect me during the night. A third element is mentioned in a different Gemara about the demons and mazikim and so on, but that was actually an element mentioned later, a different element which is not the focus of it, and Rambam doesn't even record it, has to do with Rambam's general attitude towards mazikim. So from those two perspectives, the two main reasons, it does make sense that it's limited to night. Night is the time, if it's anchored in Shema, which is sort of the nighttime Shema, and that has that context, not going to sleep in the day. And although Torah is something that you might always want before you go to sleep, and certainly the fear and God watch over me is something that was when one goes to sleep at night because of the sense of danger and uncertainty of the nighttime. So those positions make sense. And that's why we would not make a bracha in this case. If somebody is going to sleep before alot, or maybe between alot and shkia, and hanetz, where it's still somewhat night, that might be different. But we still should say the Shema because of the values that are as a part of it, the sense of where your mind is, the sense of God's protection. But it is not the key role that Kriyat Shema al Hamita is meant to play, and therefore in this case one should not make a bracha. One might want to say the words without God's name because it's a beautiful tefillah of protecting us, but one would not say it as a bracha.